Some big news yesterday for Milwaukee. They lock up their ace, young 24-year-old Yovani Gallardo, to a 5-year, $30+ million deal. How important was it to take one of their own, Davey, and make him a millionaire, if you will?
Well, I think it was very important because this guy is their ace, and he's going to future this franchise for the next 5 years. And it was a smart move to lock him up. And, and Rock mentioned that the guy's healthy. He hasn't had any arm problems. He had some little freaky injuries, but you know what? It's a solid bet that this guy will do very well in the next 5 years.
Well, I'm sure that Yo is all smiles still. Let's go back to yesterday's press conference.
I enjoy playing here. The fans have been great. I was drafted by the Brewers in 2004, so it's a great feeling for me just knowing that I'm going to be here for the next 5 years. And, like I said, I enjoy it here, so I'm looking forward to it. It hasn't really settled into me yet because I'm just that kind of guy. I'm kind of trying not to show too much emotion, but it's great. It's obviously just the most important. Sets up my son more than anything. Sets him up for college. Whatever he wants to do, that's obviously the number one thing, and just having that opportunity.
Needs by AT&T. See what's new from AT&T. Visit att.com for details. And by the Miller Lite aluminum pint. 4 more ounces of that great Pilsner taste. We are just about set for baseball. The Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Clear outside but cool, so the roof is closed in Major League Baseball's opening week, presented by Mitsubishi Motors. It's game 1 of a 3-game series. The Redbirds and the Brew Crew. opening pitch of this 3-game series, the Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. And we welcome you back from Miller Park, Milwaukee. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder. Telly Hughes is with us as well. First of 3 against the Cardinals this weekend, tomorrow afternoon, and then Sunday night baseball to wrap up this series. Skip Schumacher leads the way for the Redbirds, and Dave Bush making his first start of the 2010 season. Brewers in their retro Friday gears here tonight. You see the numbers on Dave Bush, and I know, Bill, he is anxious to get back and put 2009 behind him.
Well, it was pretty much of a tale of 2 seasons for Dave Bush. First 9 starts, 3-0, outstanding numbers, but then after getting hit above the elbow with that line drive in Florida, things really unraveled for Bush. He tried to, pitch through the injury. It just didn't work out for him. He just wasn't the same guy. Finally went on the disabled list, and hopefully he's going to be healthy to start this year.
See, Schumacher, 303 hitter last year, and the Cardinals leadoff man this year. They've made a few adjustments in their starting lineup. We'll get you that starting lineup in just a moment. But the Cardinals relatively unchanged from a division title last year. Tony La Russa back at the helm in St. Louis, 65-year-old manager. Matt Holliday is back as well. He signed a long-term contract this offseason. And oh yeah, he's always here. A broken bat, base hit, and that's how this one starts here tonight. Skip Schumacher with a base hit. All right, let's get you that starting lineup for the Cardinals. And a change in Game 4 for Tony La Russa. Ryan Ludwig moves into the 2-hole in his batting order. It had been Brendan Ryan. A lot of power, a lot of thunder in that lineup when you go Ludwig, Pujols, Holliday, and Rasmus.
And not too many number 2 hitters in all of baseball have the kind of home run power of Ryan Ludwig. Talking about table setters, Ludwig's always had a decent on-base percentage. That's why he's up there.
Good numbers against Dave Bush. Leadoff man aboard for the Cardinals in Schumacher. Now Ludwig did not hit second a year ago. And it's interesting that he would be that high in the batting order, but the batting order and the philosophy of Tony La Russa has changed a little bit. For so many years, he was the only manager to bat his pitcher 8th. And that was all predicated on getting base runners in front of Pujols with very little protection behind Pujols. That's a foul tip off the bat of Ludwig, and it's 1-2. But that all changed when Matt Holliday was acquired by the Cardinals last year from Oakland. That pitcher immediately went into the 9th spot. I think Tony feels like there's plenty of offense in that lineup in the middle these days.
You don't have to be too cute with a lineup like the Cardinals have. I mean, when you talk about running out a lineup that 1 through 8 is as good as any, no reason to tinker with that too much.
Ball and 2 strikes on Ludwig. Little bouncer, McGee, nice play to his feet, and he is going to get his man. Nice play, Casey McGee.
Wow. There's a good start for Casey McGee. Played a pretty good third base so far. Early part of the season.
From McGee, nicely done. He had the right foot forward and still able to get enough on it to get Ludwig.
And one-hop Prince on purpose. He did that by design to get the ball a little bit quicker over to Prince. Able to get the out.
Here is Pujols now with one away and a runner at second. And right away, that's a line drive. That's caught by Escobar and a double play to end it. Schumacher wasn't sure. He had no chance to get back, and the inning ends quickly on a line drive out that turns into a double play for the Brewers. Flip-flopping today, and then it's Zahn, Escobar, and Bush rounding it out. Starting 9 for the Brewers, and that lineup will face Kyle Loesch.
An injury-riddled season for Kyle Loesch, just like Dave Bush. Only 22 starts, a 6-10 record after going 15-6 the previous season.
A couple of awkward injuries last year for Kyle Loesch, non-pitching related injuries, as he faces Ricky Weeks to start this bottom of the first inning. Weeks has a home run, 2 runs batted in thus far. He is 3 for 9 through the first 3 games of the season. The Brewers taking 2 out of 3 from the Colorado Rockies, winning the final 2 games of that series. And McGee and Edmonds are back in the starting lineup, only this time McGee is in the 5-hole and Edmonds is batting 6th.
And Corey Hart finds himself on the bench once again. Jim Edmonds has been swinging the bat pretty well.
Well, the Brewers enjoyed a day off yesterday after a very good win against the Rockies on Wednesday. And talking to Ken Maka about that game, you know, if you're a baseball fan, if you really love the ins and the outs and the X's and O's of baseball, you had to love that game Wednesday, as Weeks flies out to right for the first out of the inning. It's Ryan Ludwig in right field. Colby Rasmus is in center with Matt Holliday in left. Around the infield, it's David Freese, Brendan Ryan, Skip Schumacher, and Albert Pujols, with Yadier Molina catching Kyle Loesch, the Blaines Farm and Fleet Cardinal defense. That game Wednesday had a little bit of everything. It was a purist dream. It had situational hitting, a lot of execution. Some bunts were put down.
At bottom of the order, doing a nice job for Milwaukee. You had the home run from Casey McGee. Brewers down 3-0, top of the first in that ball game, able to come back. Great job by the bullpen.
Well, the bullpen coming up with 5 impressive innings against the Rockies. 5 shutout innings, as a matter of fact. And it took 6 relievers to get it done. Gomez, always a threat to bunt. Bunts right through it. It's 1-2.
Yeah, take 2 out of 3 against a Rockies club that a lot of the baseball pundits think is going to win that Western Division. We've got a good club, but the Brewers able to win 2 out of 3.
Randy Wolf picked up a win in Game 2. And it was Todd Coffey who was the winner, courtesy of 2 scoreless innings in Game 3 of that Rocky series.
Definitely a statement as to the state of the Brewers bullpen these days, having Todd Coffey come in the 5th inning. Pitched the 5th and 6th.
Gomez strikes out. 2 up, 2 down for Kyle Loesch.
It tells you a little bit about how far along that bullpen has been. A lot of good arms late in the ball game, and that would have never happened last year.
Well, of course, big news yesterday. Yovani Gallardo signing a long-term deal with the Brewers that'll run through the 2014 season. It actually could extend through 2015. Big Mac, he's back in baseball. Mark McGwire's first trip as the Cardinal hitting coach to Miller Park. We'll talk about that a little bit. And we're going to visit in the dugout live with Willie Randolph. That'll be coming up in the 4th inning, so we'll get the insights from the Brewers bench coach during the game today.
Yeah, so Willie playing soft toss with Roger Kaplinger today before batting practice. So Willie might be back on that batting practice mound real soon.
So the bench coach is working out his arm. He's on his throwing program now.
Yeah, on the DL.
Ryan Braun right back to Loesch. And the side retired. 3 up, 3 down. Loesch retires the Brewers in order. We head to the 2nd at Miller Park. No score between the Redbirds and the Blue Jays. Filing in, getting their last-minute tickets here for tonight's ball game, the Brewers and the Cardinals. Don't forget, taking your text questions here tonight. You can text us at 234-234, keyword Brewers. Please be sure to give us your first name and city. Again, the short code is 234-234, keyword Brewers. Look forward to hearing from you. Matt Holliday leads off for the Cardinals. Holliday, Rasmus, and Yadier Molina for St. Louis. Skip Schumacher with a leadoff single last inning. It's a line drive out to Pujols, and it ended up, Rock, is a double play and a poor base running move by Skip Schumacher.
Yeah, where's he going? The ball's hit in front of him. I mean, you never want to go to third base when the ball's in front of you, let alone a line drive. But Dave Bush rather fortunate. A couple of balls hit in that inning. A little bit more to the left would have been 2 base hits.
First trip to the mound of the year for Dave Bush as he faces Holliday. You see the splits last year. Holliday much more productive with St. Louis than he was Oakland. And about a third fewer games for Matt Holliday. That trade last year was made in late July. It was a week before the trade deadline.
Well, maybe just the comfort level being back in the National League after spending many years with the Rockies.
A little bouncer off his foot. That's a foul ball, says the home plate umpire, Jeff Kellogg.
Yeah, that and the fact that a much more potent lineup in St. Louis than there was in Oakland. Might not have got too much to hit with the A's.
Yeah, remember, take you back to this time last year, the Oakland A's were feeling good about their offense. They had Matt Holliday, they had Jason Giambi, a couple of big sluggers. Both of them ended up in the postseason, but not for the A's. Giambi with the Rockies, and of course Holliday with St. Louis. Cardinals getting swept by the Dodgers in the first round last year in the division series. As Holliday fights one off and a base hit to right.
Yeah, there's that tailing fastball that Dave likes to throw. He likes to run it in on the fists of right-handed hitters. He also likes to start it off the outside corner, and that late movement catches the edge. There's a lot of change-ups, curveballs, cut fastballs. He'll throw just about everything up at you.
Well, second straight inning against Busch. The Cardinals have their leadoff hitter aboard. And here's Colby Rasmus. Rasmus homered in Cincinnati. Cardinals taking 2 out of 3 from the Reds. The Reds won yesterday in walk-off fashion. It was Johnny Gomes who hit one out and a 2-1 victory. Although the Cardinals got a great start from their free agent acquisition on the mound, Brad Penny. Went 7 strong innings yesterday for St. Louis.
Yeah, about the only change the Cardinals made. Joe Pinheiro gone, I'm sorry, and Brad Penny coming over.
And they've settled in a bit at third base with David Freese out of the gates, getting the chance to play every day. Still some bullpen questions, however. Cardinals have most of the same names in that bullpen, and their closer is Ryan Franklin.
Well, they won the Central Division. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Pretty good season for St. Louis. Yeah, the biggest move, though, is picking up Matt Holliday, getting him back. He was a free agent. They signed him back and turned them into a front runner in the Central again. Without him, it might be different.
Hitters count for Rasmus. And that one is off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike on Colby Rasmus.
Well, Fox Tracks doesn't lie. It's accurate to within about an inch, and it looks like it's just off the outside corner. It's calibrated to where the pitch is at the front of the plate. It's pretty accurate.
That one's on the corner for a strike. How close is it? See there? Right over the middle.
Yeah.
If I'm pitching, I'm loving that strike.
Yeah.
I got to have that strike. Full count. Holliday takes off. The pitch is high, ball 4. No throw necessary.
That's a pretty good looking pitch right there. Jeff Kellogg, home plate umpire here tonight. It's amazing how good the eye is of that hitter these days. I'm not sure how you can take a pitch like that on 3 and 2. Look at that. Wow. Is that high? Looked like it had the plate. Goodness.
Crew chief Jeff Kellogg.
Wow.
That is the 6th walk for Colby Rasmus this year. And the Cardinals have 2 on for Yadier Molina. And if you're catching, your commentary is what at this point of the game?
I would probably say that's not a make-up for the 3-1 pitch, is it? Because the 3-1 pitch looked like it was off the outside corner. That one looked like it had a lot of the plate, so I probably wouldn't say much.
That's when you turn around and say, Jeff, how was your offseason?
Pretty good pitch. He needs that pitch tonight.
Chance for 2 here. Oh, McGee bobbles. And his only play is first base. Well, Casey McGee had a tailor-made double play right in front of him.
Yeah. Well, now a man at third base, less than 2. Boy, got to turn that double play. Good pitch by Bushy. Got that pitch down, and Molina doesn't run well at all. I mean, that's putting it mildly, and an easy double play lost.
Now, McGee made a terrific play in the first inning against Ryan Ludwig. This one gets away from him. No error charged. Can't assume a double play on the scorebook. So the putout is 5-3. Both runners advance. And the Cardinals with runners at second and third, and David Freese at the plate. Freese gets the chance at third base this season. We saw a little bit of him last year. It was a September call-up, and you can see he did some damage in his 17 games in the big leagues.
Yeah, he started the year in St. Louis, but an injury put him on the disabled list, and he ended up playing most of the year in the minor leagues.
There's a familiar face, Felipe Lopez, utility infielder with the Cardinals this year, and Freese lines one to right center. Gomez makes the catch. A run will score on a sacrifice fly. Carlos Gomez flashing to that baseball in right center, maybe taking away extra bases with that speed, but Freese drives in a run, and the Cardinals are on the board first, 1-0.
He closes off those gaps quickly. Gomez able to go across and hauls it in. Should have been out number 3, but the Cardinals able to get a run because of the double play that was not turned. Can't give the Cardinals extra outs. Can't do it.
So 2 outs, and here's Brendan Ryan. Over the first 3 games, he was hitting second for Tony La Russa. Backs him into the 8th spot here tonight.
And 1 for 12 start will do that, won't it? And just like with Milwaukee, that 1-2 hitter, they have to get on base in front of the 3-4 guys that we talked about on our open. Brendan Ryan just wasn't getting on base.
Rasmus, a fast runner, which is why Ricky Weeks is doing all he can to keep him close. Brewers have good arms in the outfield, no matter who they put out there. And all 3 outfielders tonight, Braun, Gomez, and Edmonds, throw the ball exceptionally well. Edmonds is the most accurate. Gomez has the strongest arm. Former Cardinal matching up against his old mates.
There's a cut fastball by Bush. Nothing straight out of the hand of Dave Bush. He tries to get a little bit of movement with everything. There's that little cut right at the end as it gets to home plate.
One and 2 the count.
Man, mistake that time. That was right down the middle. You wonder what Brendan Ryan's looking for.
Ball and 2 strikes. And down goes Ryan. So Dave Bush picks up his first strikeout. The Cardinals, however, score a run, a sacrifice fly from David Freese, but a punch out to win the inning for Bush.
And he is really proud and happy to be a Brewer for quite a while.
I enjoy playing here. You know, the fans have been great. I was drafted by the Brewers in '04, so it's a great feeling for me just knowing that I'm going to be here for the next 5 years. And, you know, like I said, I mean, I enjoy it here, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yovani is the ace for now and the foreseeable future. And, guys, it's really good to know he's going to be around for at least the next 5 years.
Yep, Yovani Gallardo joins Ryan Braun with long-term contracts, locking up some of the young talent from the farm system. And the man who everybody is interested in signing is Prince Fielder. And, of course, that is an ongoing process as we speak.
Well, you know, the Brewers would love to lock him up for a multi-year deal.
Fielder into a shift a little bit. Long throw from Schumacher. No chance. Prince Fielder. I guess you can call that an infield hit, but Schumacher was playing in a rover position in right field.
Yeah, that's a hit 4 in my book, so yeah, an infield hit. But you know that Prince Fielder and his agent, the Brewers, are trying to get together on a deal. You've seen a lot of deals like the one Gallardo and Braun have been signing all along baseball. Yeah, Prince picking him up and setting him down, sniffing a base hit. You find that extra gear, partner, you know?
Absolutely.
When you think you have a base hit coming. Of course, Prince runs that way all the time.
So Fielder at first with McGee at the plate.
You kind of lock these guys up, these young kids, and you pay them a little bit more when you really don't have to. You know, you buy them out of a couple of their arbitration years and maybe 1 or 2 of their free agent seasons, and they'll still have the opportunity to get that other big contract. But it's nice to have Yovani Gallardo in the number 1 spot in that rotation for at least 5 years.
Long run for Ludwig. And Schumacher will make the catch in foul territory. Casey McGee is out. And first out of the inning.
And he's one of those guys. He's got that mental makeup, that physical makeup that you know he's not going to let down because of the deal. I mean, that's not in his. That's just not the way he goes about it. Hey, fans, if you're traveling this season, take the Brewers with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Brewers game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Brewers.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Local in-market blackouts will apply.
Here's Jim Edmonds now with one away. Fielder over at first.
The other thing about Yo, he doesn't have one of those herky-jerky deliveries that puts a lot of pressure on the arm, the elbow, the shoulder. He's got a real true delivery. He uses his legs. And you figure good chance of staying healthy.
As a matter of fact, with Rick Peterson, now the Brewers pitching coach, all Brewers pitchers went through the biomechanical feedback. They went through the computer simulation to see if certain muscles were exposed or not, and if there was more torque one area of the body or not. Yovani Gallardo graded out as high as you possibly could among the Brewers pitching staff. Gallardo's actually been through it before when he was coming up through the minor leagues. It's something the Brewers have had in place for their minor league pitchers. But with Peterson involved, the big leaguers were finally tested this spring in Arizona, and Gallardo's results, I think, are what led to the decision today. At least it's the scientific data as opposed to what you see with your eyes, and you know he's got good mechanics. Nice play by Pujols, and this is going to turn into a double play. Pujols goes 3 unassisted to the bag, and then a fire to short for Ryan, and the inning is over. He's been a Gold Glover in the past. Back at Miller Park, Milwaukee, as we head to the third inning. Kyle Loesch leads off for the Cardinals. St. Louis pitcher has 2 scoreless innings on the board against the Brew Crew. Working around a leadoff hit by Fielder in the bottom of the second. Now Dave Bush has surrendered a run on 2 hits. Could have very easily gotten out of the second inning without allowing a run. Double play opportunity was lost. And a sacrifice fly and an RBI from David Freese. Who wants it? Fielder, easy pop up. First out of the inning as we check in with Telly Hughes.
Thanks so much, B.A. I'm pleased to be joined by Rick Schlesinger, the Brewers Vice President of Business Operations. And he's going to be joining us all season long to tell us about Brewers initiatives. And we're going to start off with the 50-50 raffle. From what I understand, to date, over $10,000 awarded to fans.
Yep, it's for $2. Fans can buy a raffle ticket, and 50% of each game's proceeds go to a lucky fan. 50% go to Brewers Community Foundation to fund community initiatives throughout the state of Wisconsin. So it's a great program. Over $10,000 given away to fans, $10,000 raised for Brewers Community Foundation to date.
Team marketing report came out, and once again, the Brewers are the most affordable franchise for fans' experiences in Major League Baseball. What does it mean to have that title?
Well, affordability is the benchmark this year, and Telly, we want to tell our fans it's affordable to come to game. It's a great experience. There are ticket packages, ticket deals, and it's a great place and family fun entertainment.
We got our first bobblehead Sunday coming up. Tell us a little bit about it. I don't want to give it away. I'll let you talk about it.
Kalahari is sponsoring the Bernie bobblehead. It's Bernie in a Kalahari tub, and Sunday night, a rare Sunday night game for us, will be on national television. That'll be fun, and let's beat the Cardinals.
And it's Bernie bobblehead day, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks again, Rick. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you throughout the summer.
All right, Telly. Thanks.
All right, B.A. Rock, back up to you.
All right, Telly, Rick, thank you. 2 outs in this third inning.
Good-looking bobblehead, too.
Yeah, I like that.
Bernie. The Kalahari Resort Splash Zone.
I think Telly has a connection with the Kalahari Splash Zone. You know, that's where he made a name for himself last year.
There it is.
There we go. See what kind of. Pretty good. Put him right here. Wants to watch the game. Good mustache work.
Yeah. He's got the Raleigh Fingers thing going, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's got some crazy eyes, though. Look at that.
It's a good quality item. That's not going to break real easy.
It's a nice foundation on that. So that'll be Sunday. Final game of the series with the Cardinals. St. Louis opening up with a 6-game road trip to start the year over 7 days. 2 outs for Ryan Ludwig. Remember when Telly went down the slide last year?
Yeah.
That's one of the indelible moments of the season. I didn't know that's how low we had sunk, but that was the Telly slide a year ago.
I give him credit. I wouldn't do it.
Bush with a strikeout in his best inning. 3 up, 3 down. The Cardinals go in order. Leaves Pujols in the on-deck circle. Park on a Friday night, Retro Friday here at Miller Park. Brewers in their retro uniforms, the ball and glove logo and the royal blue look. 40th anniversary of baseball here in Milwaukee as the Brewers returned second time around. And we're celebrating that anniversary all season long. We'll be going through the decades this year, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the first decade of the millennium. Greg's on to start it for the Brewers. We're at the bottom of the order. Zahn, then Escobar, and then Bush. Brewers have one hit, an infield hit by Fielder. Wiped out on a double play that ended the inning.
Boy, Zahn, he'd love to get that goose egg off the board out there on the scoreboard when he comes up. Boy, he was swinging the bat so well in spring training. Has not been able to get a tally yet.
Couldn't get him out in Arizona.
No.
Hitting with power, extra base hits. That one's well hit right field line. Ludwig lays out and makes the catch.
Yeah.
Terrific play.
One in every lineup, isn't there? And right on the money. Hit that one right on a sweet spot, and a nice play by Ludwig. Fastball right down the middle. It was a mistake, and look at Ludwig. Made a nice catch.
Ludwig has played a lot of center field in his career. He's played some left. Very athletic guy. Has pretty good speed as well, and he was able to run that one down to Rob Zahn of extra bases. So one away, and here is Alcides Escobar.
Now the advantage of playing deep in the outfield, you don't have that far to go back. You just go over. Able to haul it in.
Loesch pumping in the strikes. He's ahead of Escobar 0-2.
A lot of similarities in the styles of these two starters tonight. I think Dave Bush will get a little bit more movement on his fastball. Loesch does a nice job keeping his fastball down.
That's a bouncer over the head of Freese. A base hit for Escobar. That's his third hit of the season. He's now 3 for 11 at the plate.
They've been impressive in his ability to make contact early on in the season. Doesn't appear to be overwhelmed at all. Being the opening day starter, getting that shortstop job.
Carsoup.com email the booth question. Willie from Pewaukee wants to know what is the plan with Chris Narveson and Manny Parra for the short term now that Jeff Suppan is headed back to the starting rotation.
I believe they're going to stay right where they are for the time being in the bullpen.
Bush gets a bunt down. Loesch's only play is first. And now you see the benefit of a base hit from the 8th place hitter. It allows the pitcher to bunt him over and turns the lineup back to Ricky Weeks.
I think when Suppan comes off the disabled list on Thursday, you're probably going to see one of the right-handed relievers perhaps get sent down. Carlos Villanueva is a pitcher with an option left. He's got options. So if you send him down, there's no real risk of losing him. If you send Parra or Narveson to the minor leagues, another team can pick him up.
Yeah, those two players are out of options, as they say. They've been sent back to the minor leagues, their allotted number. So every team would have a chance to pick them up as Ricky Weeks drives one in the gap, a base hit. Escobar around third, he'll score. And just like that, the Brewers come up with a run. Escobar had the hit with one out, and Weeks drives in the run with a 2-out single.
As we've been talking about the ABC baseball that the Brewers have been playing. Good job by Dave Bush to get Escobar to second base. First pitch, slider, stayed up in the zone. It was away, but Ricky able to wait back long enough and line it into center field. Escobar runs very well, able to score easily. Little ball's been good to the Brewers.
It really has, and it's been fun to watch. Well, here's Gomez now with Weeks at first. Loesch is a tough pitcher to run on. He's a lot like Aaron Cook in that regard, the pitcher from Wednesday with the Rockies. He's quick to home plate.
And nobody throws better than Yadier Molina. The running game going to be tough tonight.
Well, Bush got the bunt down that led to the run. Oh, 1 to Carlos Gomez. 0-2. Gomez had that big day on opening day. 4 hits and 5 tries. Tied a career high for him. Had a 4-hit game, including a home run on opening day Monday. Has not had a hit since. He certainly brings a lot of intensity. Gomez has that electric athletic ability. He can get himself to full speed in a hurry. He's already made a nice catch tonight.
Max effort is Carlos Gomez. There's no doubt about that one.
You just think back to the catch he made earlier today in the second inning, the sacrifice fly, but the throw came all the way into third base. I mean, he gunned it just to show it off. That's in the right center. Rasmus will run it down for the out. Just a little bit off the end of the bat. And Gomez is retired. Albert Pujols will lead off when we come back. We're all tied at 1.
Are encouraged to visit peopleallstars.com to nominate themselves or other community all-stars they know who are going beyond in extraordinary ways. 3 finalists per club will then be announced, and the public will be encouraged to vote online for one winner among these finalists to represent each club at the 2010 All-Star Game. All 30 winners will be included in the All-Star Week festivities in Anaheim and will be on the field during the All-Star Game pregame ceremony, guys.
All right, Telly, thank you. As Albert Pujols leads off against Dave Bush. Top of the 4th at Miller Park. All tied at 1. The Brewers getting a 2-out RBI hit from Ricky Weeks last inning. Cardinals scored their run in the second. And Pujols launches one foul.
I don't think there's anybody in baseball that covers both sides of the plate as well as Albert Pujols. And that'll tell you right there that he does. I mean, there's really no one way to pitch this guy. He's always on balance. Never seems to get fooled. Look at this, the way he ranks in the National League. Unbelievable.
MVP last year. Pujols just has that knack. And he's a guy that can, as you said, cover the plate inside, outside. He can turn on fastballs. He can go the other way.
Doesn't even have to be a strike.
I love hearing the scouting report on Albert Pujols. What do you think a pitcher says when he goes to Rick Peterson? What do you got on Pujols?
Just hope he hits it at somebody. A lot of guys will be able to cover the plate. I mean, big league hitters are able to cover both sides of the plate. All hitters will tell you that it's more difficult to cover in and out than it is up and down. I mean, you can adjust up and down a little bit easier than looking inside and covering away as well. But Albert does it with power. I mean, both sides, in and out. He covers it and still has incredible power to all fields.
Albert winning his third MVP last year. He has back-to-back MVPs now. Won it in 05 and 08 and 09. And as much talk as there is about Prince Fielder in a long-term contract, that is the same kind of chatter you hear in St. Louis. Will Pujols sign a long-term deal? And how much is he worth? Whatever the top number is, that's what he's worth.
Well, he's going to set the bar. There's no doubt. Best player in the game.
$30 million?
I don't know what it is. How high is high? Prince Fielder is not too far behind. They're both a lot of fun to watch, and we get to see this act 15 times this year.
That's right. First of 15 meetings between these division rivals. 2-2 to Pujols. Popped him foul back our way. Now Albert teams up with Matt Holliday to form one of the premier tandems. We talked about that at the outset. Braun and Fielder, of course, driving in the most runs with the duo last year. Popped him up, and that one is headed for the Brewers dugout. Zahn went crashing into the retaining wall there. I think Zahn was hoping to get into a slide, but looked like he stuck in the ground. Popped him right into the fence.
He slid down and not across. That's a big pile right there. I like to watch Greg Zahn. He's a throwback guy. He's like his uncle, Rick Dempsey. He was one of my favorite guys to watch. Even playing against Demper, he had a lot of fun. He had a good time playing baseball.
That's the way it should be, right?
Yeah.
Three balls and two strikes on Pujols. Now Bush struck out Ludwig to end the third inning, which puts Pujols in the spot you want him, leading off an inning. And Bush strikes him out, so he went up the ladder. Pujols unusually going out of the strike zone, and a swing and a miss for strikeout number 3 for Dave Bush.
Well, Albert made him work 11 pitches, and finally Albert chases one out of the strike zone. It was on the corner, but it was up. It was letter high. A good battle won by Dave Bush that time.
Now here's Matt Holliday. Holliday singled and scored in the second inning. Got in on his hands.
That's not something you see a whole lot of from Albert Pujols. Striking out 64 times all year last year. The most he's ever struck out his second full year in the big leagues. 93 times. Actually, his first year in the big leagues.
At 64 strikeouts, he walked 115 times. Holliday rips one down the left field line. This will go for extra bases for Matt Holliday. And a one-out double. Cardinals have a runner at scoring position here in the fourth. Let's see our AT&T trivia question here tonight. Who has hit the fewest home runs in a Cardinals jersey? Who has hit the fewest home runs in a Cardinal jersey? Pujols, Edmonds, or McGuire? New hitting coach for the St. Louis Cardinals, tucked away in the corner.
Can't be Mark McGuire, can it?
Well, it was a controversial hiring, McGuire.
Yeah. Didn't see that one coming.
Rasmus out to Braun. And that is out number 2.
Yeah, Mark McGuire never officially coached at any level in pro ball, amateur ball, pro ball in the minor leagues. Never coached at all. Not too many guys they'll get right to the big leagues without any kind of coaching experience in the minor leagues. But Tony La Russa confident that Mark McGuire can get things going for the Cardinals. Not that they had a lot of problems last year, particularly with the 2 guys in the middle of that lineup. That's one thing. I mean, his coaching ability. The other thing is, the stuff that comes with McGuire.
Well, the admission to steroids and HGH, performance-enhancing drugs. And it was certainly something the Cardinals knew they were going to have to deal with. McGuire came out and spoke about it publicly and then had to field the questions as they tried to eliminate all of that talk prior to spring training. But it is a significant story, and not so much in St. Louis at this point, I don't think. It's run its course in St. Louis, but as he goes through the league and as he goes through baseball for the first time, it's going to be a talking point. And
media talks about it. We talk about it up in the broadcast booth. You don't want to have to do it. And that's not something that you like to remember about that era of baseball, but Mark McGuire's a coach, and it's something that has to be dealt with, right?
Now, those who have worked with McGuire, and he's been a private hitting coach for a number of years now in California. Matt Holliday is one of his pupils, as a matter of fact. They say he's very good. Only time will tell. Molina grounds out, and Dave Bush gets through the inning. A scoreless frame. We'll hear from Willie Randolph when we come back. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. I guess we'll ask you, since it's all we're talking about. How about the tandems here? You've got Braun and Fielder, and you've got Holliday and Pujols, and you have a front row seat.
That's right, 2 of the best in baseball. I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I think that our 2 guys, with the youth they have, are just one of the best in the game. But when you got Pujols and Holliday, it's not too shabby either, I tell you.
Those are the bashers in most of these lineups. But so far the Brewers have done a nice job manufacturing runs.
Yes, we have. We worked on that a lot in spring training, getting guys over, taking little shots to get the guy in, and just shutting off our swing a little bit. We've concentrated on that this spring. I think it's important if we're going to score runs and give our guys those extra runs they need.
How do you assess Alcides Escobar's first 4 games of the season?
Well, he's doing a nice little job for us. I'm trying to keep him focused, and he's doing a nice job of that. He's handling himself real well, making all the plays and putting the ball in play also. I think it's a nice luxury to have a guy with speed at the bottom of your lineup and put the ball in play the way he does. So I'm proud of him so far. He's doing a nice job.
Last time we spoke to you, Willie, in spring training, your priority was to get more opportunities at double plays with Escobar and Weeks.
Right.
What kind of things are you doing with them prior to the game to ensure they get the reps?
Just a lot of work. Just repetition, getting the work done, getting used to each other, and a lot of communication too, guys. I told Ricky and Esky to speak to each other all the time, communicate about where they want the ball, where they don't like the ball, in tough spots where they want to see the ball so they can get rid of it quick. So a lot of communication goes into play along with a lot of reps.
Willie, thanks for your time. We'll let you get back to work.
My pleasure, guys.
That is Willie Randolph, Brewers bench coach. And we certainly appreciate the coaches joining us mid-game. It's something that not a lot of organizations allow their coaches to do. The Brewers are kind enough to do that. The coaches are willing to do that, and I think they offer some great in-game insights that you wouldn't normally get.
Think about the shortstops that Willie Randolph as a coach has dealt with. Derek Jeter, Jose Reyes.
Right.
I mean, when you talk to Willie Randolph about Escobar, I mean, he doesn't like to make comparisons. He doesn't like to say, you know, Alcides Escobar does this like such and such, but there's a lot of comparisons to Jose Reyes. I mean, he doesn't want to say that. He doesn't want to put that kind of pressure on a kid, but you know, both very athletic, both really exciting players, and Escobar has come a long way in a very short period of time.
Ryan Braun sends one deep right center. That ball's well hit, and it's off the wall. And Braun will roll into second with a double. A ringing shot off the right center field fence.
Well, you hang breaking balls to Ryan Braun, he will hammer him to the opposite field. Well, you know Ryan's starting to sit back and wait nicely when he does that. A breaking ball away from him, up. Very similar to the breaking pitch that Ricky was able to drive into center field for an RBI. And just hammers it to the opposite field. Too much on the line to get out of the ballpark. And a good start to the fourth.
And it's the Brewers dynamic duo trying to get something done here in the fourth. Braun at second. Here's Prince. Fielder reached on an infield hit. His last time up.
And no shift for Prince because Ryan's at second base. And not able to move the infielders the way they would like. With a man at second base, so a little bit more, some holes in the infield for Prince.
Two on Fielder. Last year, Braun and Fielder combined for 255 runs batted in. Fielder drove at 141, Braun 114. Pujols and Ryan Ludwig 232. Of course, Holiday was not there for the full season. Second on that list was the Phillies as Fielder strikes out. Boy, that's a big punch out for Kyle Loesch. And the first out of the inning.
Did a nice job, did Loesch on Prince. Started him out with a fastball. Then he went changeup. And then big curveball down in the dirt. Good location in all three of his pitches. And able to get Prince. It's good pitching.
So one gone. Braun still at second base. And here's Casey McGee. Casey back in the 5-hole tonight. He popped up to second in foul territory his last time up. McGee has a home run, 3 runs batted in. All of that came with one swing of the bat in game 2 back on Tuesday. 5 hits in the early going. He's 5 for 12 at the plate. Yeah, a good cut.
That was a good pitch to hit. Fastball up over the plate. Fouled it straight back. Like to have that one back.
The Powerball home run leaderboard. Numbers from last year. McGee with 16. And remember, Casey didn't play much the first 6 weeks of the season.
That big difference, isn't it? Look at that. That's a big gap. in home runs.
And a gap the Brewers would like to close. Of course, Mike Cameron was up there in the 20s. Cameron now a Boston Red Sox. Had a leadoff double from Braun. And now McGee trying to deliver Ryan. 2-1. Brewers have 4 hits against Loesch. RBI belongs to Ricky Weeks. Last inning had a 2-out hit, scoring Escobar. Laid off a tough pitch. Good take from McGee. It's 3-1.
I mean, both of those sliders that he was able to take are tough because they break so late. Watch how late this pitch breaks. Fastball, then it makes its move. Razor gets to the cut of the dirt. Looked pretty good, didn't it?
Fox Tracks had it in there.
It's been a small zone for Jeff Kellogg tonight.
That one catches the corner. No sooner do you say that, and it's 3-2.
A little bit of late movement and catches the edge. I'm convinced Fox Tracks has it a strike. You can't argue with that.
Nope. Full count to Casey, and Loesch, tired of Ryan Braun dancing and prancing out at second base.
You think umpires like that technology?
I think not. Actually, they have very similar technology that that grades their performance every night, but it's not public.
But yeah, not everybody's watching it.
You know what it does? Honestly, it validates how good they are, and how many strikes they get right.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's perfect. Little bouncer over to Freese. And that's the second out. All right, how about our AT&T trivia here tonight? Who has hit the fewest home runs in a Cardinals jersey between these 3 players? Pujols, Edmonds, or McGuire? And the answer might surprise you. How about that?
Wow.
Mark McGuire.
It could be Mark McGuire, after all. How many Edmonds have?
Well, there's a list. Stan the Man still at the top. Albert Pujols. Ken Boyer with 255 career homers. Edmonds 241. Remember Ray Langford?
Yeah.
Man, he could hit them a long way.
Long career.
Speaking of Stan the Man, Albert Pujols has asked the media and the broadcasters when they offer nicknames for Pujols. His nickname was El Hombre, which is the man in Spanish. He says there's only one the man, and that's Stan Musial.
Yeah, good for Albert.
Out of respect to the greatest of Cardinals. So here's Edmonds with all 241 of his Cardinals home runs. Looking for his first as a Brewer. Ryan still at second base. Started the inning with a double to right center. Edmonds has 382 career home runs, if you're wondering.
That's a good changeup that Loesch has got tonight.
Able to get himself back in the count.
Yeah, you forget that Jim Edmonds played that long with the Cardinals.
Yeah, 8 years.
You kind of think of him as a Anaheim Angel.
On the inside corner, 2-2. Edmonds is not asking Jeff Kellogg if it's up. I think he's telling him it's up. That's what 17 years in the big leagues will allow you to do as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Loesch again checks on Braun. Edmonds spent more years in St. Louis than he did in Anaheim. He was an Angel for 7 years. And he had his best years with the Cardinals. Jim Edmonds, of his 8 Gold Gloves, 6 of them came in a St. Louis uniform.
And catches like that just kind of, you take for granted with Jim Edmonds out in center field. Right now he's going to be playing right field, he and Corey Hart. But he has made some of the best highlight catches in the outfield that you'll see.
Well, it's interesting that Ken Maka said he put Edmonds in the lineup today after wavering back and forth between Hart and Edmonds, primarily because Edmonds is a low ball hitter and Loesch lives on the bottom half of the strike zone. And yet Loesch has pitched him up pretty much this entire at-bat.
Well, you don't pitch everybody the same, right? If Corey Hart was in there, he wouldn't be pitching him up in the strike zone.
Right.
Scouting report's different for everybody. Loesch will throw more changeups to left-handers and more sliders to right-handed batters. Yeah, pretty good command of all of them so far tonight.
Full count, 2 outs. In a tie ball game here in the 4th inning. And the former Cardinal trying to do some damage. And he takes ball 4. That was a very good at-bat for Jim Edmonds, who has seen a lot of pitches in his 3 starts already. One of the reasons he's back in the lineup.
Yeah, that was a 7-pitch at-bat right there.
He saw 28 pitches in his first game as a Brewer. And after all that went down in game 1 and that loss to the Rockies, that was the one thing Ken Maka pointed to that he liked from Edmonds. Hart will be back in there tomorrow. Well, all of a sudden, Kyle Loesch's pitch count is at 56. Greg Zahn with 2 on and 2 out.
Good time for the first hit right here.
Ball and a strike on Zahn. Zahn lined out his last time up. He hit a shot to right, and Ryan Ludwig, a backhanded dive running toward the line. Ludwig is one of the rare right-handed batter, left-handed thrower combination. Two and 1.
I'm not sure it's going to come into play at all tonight or maybe even this weekend, but Colby Rasmus plays a very shallow center field. About as shallow as you can get. You can hardly see him, but it's probably a straight line from Holiday over to Ludwig with Rasmus in the middle. Plays really shallow.
You don't see a lot of young center fielders play that way.
Which makes those gaps awfully big. Left center, right center.
3 balls and a strike. So Zahn has worked it in his favor. Dave Duncan, Cardinal pitching coach, keeping an eye on Loesch. Big pitch coming up. Hitters count for Zahn with 2 aboard. And he pulls that one right field. Ludwig looks up, and that one is a foul ball. Just missed the pole. Just hooked it inside the foul pole. And it's 3-2.
Well, talk about going down and getting one. Zahn out on his front foot. And you can see clearly that ball disappearing behind the pole. That was a changeup that Zahn nearly hit out.
Off the Brewers live set over there in right field. Unoccupied at this moment. Well, the runners will get a head start here. Braun had a leadoff double. He's still at second. He and Edmonds, never mind. They took off. Loesch gave him the inside move. That is the third consecutive time Loesch has done that with a count of 2 strikes on the batter. I'm not sure if there's a method to the madness, but he's done it 3 in a row. Now they take off, and Zahn takes ball 4. The bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Another good at bat. High pitch count inning for Kyle Loesch. Another 6 pitch at bat by a Brewer hitter.
28 pitches in this inning for Loesch. And Dave Duncan, a quick trip to the mound.
That's the way to get to this Cardinal club. You got to get to their starters. If they have any Achilles heel in their pitching staff, it is in that bullpen.
Well, a reminder, FoxSportsWisconsin.com is your home for all the exclusive news and information on your Brewers. Log on for daily updates, exclusive blogs, complete schedules, and more. FoxSportsWisconsin.com. Local teams, local sports, local connection dedicated to the hometown fan. So here is Escobar, the young shortstop. Single and a run scored his last time up. And now he bats with the bases loaded. The free swinging Escobar takes ball 1. Boy, this could be a big inning for the Crew if Escobar can deliver.
And the nice thing is there's no place to put him. You know, Dave Bush is on deck. Got to throw him strikes.
Escobar is a good contact hitter. Doesn't strike out much. And he fouls one away. One of the things that Dale Swaim likes about Escobar is how he uses the entire field. He likes the way he goes to the opposite field. And he's not a strikeout threat. That's kind of what you want, hitting down at the bottom of the order in front of the pitcher. Escobar hit .300 last year in the big leagues. In his brief time, September call-up. And he lines that one to left field, a base hit. Braun will score. Here comes Edmonds. That ball gets to the wall. Greg Zahn will be held at third as Alcides Escobar drives in a pair with a double.
How about the kid? His second base hit tonight. Well, a couple of walks and a double. Brewers once again manufacturing runs. Good at bats in this inning. Fastball might have been in off the plate. It was right on the inside corner if it was a strike. And look at Escobar. Pops the hips and rips it down the line. And had Greg Zahn's legs been 100%, that would have been 3 runs and not 2. Still having some problems with those hamstrings. Big hit for Escobar.
A 2-run double for the rookie shortstop. His second hit of the game. His second double of the year. And now it's Dave Bush, the pitcher. All 3 of the Brewers' runs scoring with 2 outs.
You know, that whole at-bat set up by the first pitch that he took. It was a sinker that looked pretty good until it got to the cut of the dirt, and then it sunk out of the zone. Good patience by Escobar. Tough pitch to take.
Bush is down on strikes. The inning is over, but Escobar comes up big. A 2-out, 2 RBI double, and it's 3-1 Milwaukee.
Then the Brewers and the Cardinals again this Sunday at 7:10 p.m. Check the start time. It's a night game. Be there as all fans through the gate get a collectible Bernie Brewer bobblehead, courtesy of the Kalahari Resorts.
That'll be the final game of the series with the Cardinals. There's Bernie. He's ready to slide tonight. Escobar with a double and 2 RBIs. Escobar has now driven in 4 runs in his last 5 at-bats. He has 4 hits in those 5 at-bats as well. 3 of them doubles. Confidence is growing for the young shortstop in Venezuela.
Important for him to get off to a reasonably good start this year.
David Freese leads off for the Cardinals. He drove in the only Redbird run back in the 2nd inning. Sacrifice fly in that frame. Dave Bush could have easily been out of that inning if the Brewers can turn a double play. Two balls and a strike on Freese. And Bush must be sneaky with the fastball today.
Well, both of them are. Kyle Loesch, Dave Bush, both trying to use their breaking pitches, their off-speed pitches early in the count, making that fastball a little much more effective. You can sneak it by a hitter at 89 to 90 miles an hour when they're looking off speed.
Freese hangs tough. Count remains at 2-2. This guy's been a good hitter in the minor leagues all through his minor league career. Split time last year between AA and AAA. Had some AA at bats just to get ready for the AAA season. Had 10 home runs in just 56 games in AAA a year ago.
Yeah, he came over to the Cardinals in 07 in the Jim Edmonds deal with the Padres. How about that? Bring it all full circle.
That a way to bring it in. And Freese down on strikes. Bush hits the corner as Jeff Kellogg rings him up. And that's the 4th strikeout for Dave Bush.
It looked like it had the plate. It might have been low. Was it low? Nope. No, it was not. The Fox Tracks is good and bad. There's not a whole lot of arguing you can do when they pop that in there. You can't sit here and complain about a ball and strike now. Wondering.
The great pastime concerning the great pastime. Arguing balls and strikes from home, right?
Yeah.
That's a baseball fan's privilege. I think one thing Fox Tracks does, though, which is interesting, it shows you how a pitcher is working to a particular batter. If he has his good stuff, obviously, if he's commanding and if he's throwing the pitches where he wants to, you can kind of see how a pitcher rocks the boat of the hitter, as they say. Inside, outside, up, down.
Both of these pitchers tonight like to come inside late in the count.
0-2 to Ryan. And a breaking ball missed.
Dave Bush is never afraid to come inside. He led the National League in hit batters last year, 15. What did he miss, 2 months?
Yeah, he was on the disabled list for 2 months, and when he came back, he really wasn't right. He wasn't around long enough as far as innings pitched. But he still led that category.
Well, if you don't throw hard, you have to come inside once in a while, and you'd rather miss in off the plate than down the middle.
2-2 to Ryan. Struck out last time up. And he got him again. Zahn hangs on to the foul tip. Brendan Ryan is having a rough go to get the 2010 season started.
Yeah, which is why he's been moved down to the number 8 spot. Ludwig up in the number 2 spot. Good slider. Looked like Bush took a little bit off of it. Slider or cutter, one of the two.
Five strikeouts for Bush. And here's the pitcher, Loesch. Well, the Milwaukee Bucks continue to win. They beat the Phillies tonight. No, they beat the 76ers 95-90. 4 in a row for the Bucks. Headed to the postseason. I think right now, aren't they in the 5 spot? The 5 seed, as it would be.
Playing some good hoops over there at the Bradley Center. Been fun.
They'd match up with Atlanta right now if it ended today. Rock's favorite line. If it ended today.
They are on a pace too. I love that.
Printing playoff tickets at the Bradley Center already. As Loesch takes a strike, and it's 2-2. It's going to be a lot of fun on Fox Sports Wisconsin in the sports arena coming up. You got the Bucks, you got the Brewers. A lot going on right now. Here's Escobar. Nice big hop for him. And that's the inning. Dave Bush, a 1-2-3 frame with a couple of strikeouts. Top of the order coming up.
They get 40 tickets in the Miller Lite Beer Pen for a Brewers home game this year. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
So there's the words coming out of your mouth, and then there's the conversation you're having in your head.
Right.
Ricky Weeks on the first pitch flies out to Ludwig.
And very rarely are they the same.
They're not the same. That's why the smoke's coming out of his ears.
Oh, well.
You're a creature of habit.
Yeah.
I think you're doing a fine job. A view from Bernie Slide atop the Kalahari Resorts area. Three to 1 Milwaukee. Escobar with a 2 RBI double last inning with 2 outs. Drove in Braun and Edmonds.
For the record, an arborvitae is an evergreen tree.
There's a good bunt. Loesch can't handle it. Just the threat of Gomez hurried Loesch just enough, and he misplayed it, and Gomez is aboard.
That will be a base hit, and we saw a lot of that from Gomez in spring training. He's so quick out of the box. He's got about 2 or 3 steps before that ball even makes it over to Loesch with his speed. Pitcher has to rush. It's not even a great bunt, but he puts the pressure on the defense and gets on base. Base hit.
And Loesch will deal with Ryan Braun now. And this bears the question to manager Ken Maka. How aggressive can Gomez be on the base paths, hitting in front of Ryan Braun? Meaning, does he have the green light?
Well, ordinarily you would think that Gomez would be able to run any time he wants, but this is not a very good matchup. He doesn't have a big lead because Loesch is quick to first base and gets the baseball to home plate quickly. That and the fact that Yadier Molina might be the best throwing catcher in baseball.
That's a double red light.
Yeah.
Gomez does have 1 stolen base. During spring training, Gomez in 25 games stole 11 bases. He was 11 for 11 in steal attempts.
And none of them really close. This is a good challenge right here for Gomez, but he better make it if he goes.
He started and stopped. Braun was content to square around the bunt, not intending to bunt, but just to keep the catcher back in his stance a little bit.
Well, the problem is that Gomez took off before Loesch even moved, or very close. That was a terrific jump, but decided to hold up.
Now, is that frustrating for a hitter? A start and a stop?
Not so much at first base, but if you're starting to bounce around out there at second base, it kind of takes away from the concentration of the hitter. I don't think Ryan Braun too much worried about what Gomez is doing over there. Second base a little bit different because you can see him. When you're hitting, you can see that. It's distracting.
He's got a little bit bigger lead.
Your peripheral vision, you can see if he's taken off, but it's not that much of a factor.
3 balls, no strikes.
That and the fact that I think Ryan, a lot of times when he sees a guy take off, he's thinking, I'm going to put this ball in the gap and get an RBI. Guy gets a head start, I'm going to rifle one down the line, put it in the gap, and get a run.
Walked him on 4 straight. So an infield bunt single, then a walk, and now it's fielder. And Loesch not even close on the 4 offerings to Ryan Braun.
And you know he's not pitching around him. He just doesn't want to come inside. Everything on the outer half of the plate, you can see Fox tracks telling you that all fastballs, all down and away. Maybe the fact that he hammered that slider into the gap his last time up convinced him not to throw that pitch again.
And remember, Braun lined out right back to the mound in the first inning. That 34-pitch fourth inning has Kyle Loesch on the ropes here in the fifth. And pitch count at 75.
Bullpen moving around out there. Nobody throwing yet. They're getting loose.
Fielder can deal a severe blow. Loesch has been tough on Prince. Struck him out last time up with a runner at second base. He got a ground ball from Fielder in the second, but the Cardinals had a big shift on in their infield. And Prince reached on an infield single. 2 on, 1 out for Fielder. Oh, he had a good cut. Fielder is playing in his 189th consecutive game here tonight. That leads the major leagues. Not only does he play every day, he plays in just about every inning. He only missed 4 innings the entire season last year. Strike on the inside corner.
And another fastball. Last time up, Loesch went fastball, changeup, curveball to get him. Doubled up with the fastball, and it was right down the heart of the plate at the knees.
A gutsy pitch from Loesch. Prince in a hole now. 2-2. Loesch is thinking about a ground ball to get him out of the inning. Fielder's thinking about damage. 2-2. Oh, another big cut from Fielder.
Hung that one, didn't he? That was a curveball, and he left it up for Prince. He had a mighty hack. He missed it. All the other curveballs that Loesch has thrown Prince have been down around the ankles. He left that one up.
Does that fall into the 2-strike approach category?
Shortening up.
That was a back legger. Count stays at 2-2. Gomez can fly at second. Braun's at first. Oh, and it's over his head. That one's back to the screen. Both runners will advance. As Loesch lets one get away up near the helmet of Prince Fielder.
Tried to overthrow a fastball, tried to get that extra mile or two on it. Reaches back, and that's not even close. So the runners advance, first base is open. See what the Cardinals elect to do here.
Casey McGee is on deck. Does Loesch challenge Fielder? Full count, 1 out. Prince off the end of the bat. It's gloved by Freese, and his only play is first. Gomez scores, lightning quick to the plate. And Fielder has an RBI. The Brewers lead it 4-1.
Boy, how quick is that guy? I mean, he never hesitated. He got his secondary lead. He saw that ball on the ground and scored without a throw. My goodness, is he quick? He's quick and fast. He gets going quickly, and he can fly, and not even a play on him. And the Brewers manufacture yet another run. Look how quickly he's down the line at third base. That's good instincts. Little cue shot right off the end of Prince's bat, and no chance at home.
And now Casey McGee rolls over one to short. Ryan will take care of him, and that's the inning. But the Brewers tack one on. Gomez flashes the speed. He scores the run. The Brewers lead it 4-1 as we head to the 6th inning. presented by the Wisconsin Lottery and its family of instant scratch games. Odds are you'll like them. By Airtran. Go, there's nothing stopping you. And by GMC. We are professional grade. Sixth inning from Miller Park. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder. Great to have you with us tonight. It's the Cardinals and the Brewers. This rivalry renewed. First of 15 meetings between these two clubs. Cardinals are at the top of their order. Skip Schumacher leads off. He'll be followed by Ludwig and then Pujols. And a 4-1 Brewers lead. They've scored in each of the last 3 innings. Dave Bush has 5 strikeouts. He's coming off a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 5th. But this will be the test for Bush. 3rd time through the batting order. And he'll have to get through Pujols, and if anybody gets on, Holiday. And Schumacher is aboard. That's the 2nd walk issued by Dave Bush. Now, Ashley Kumlin is taking on what only 12 women have ever done. That's crossing the U.S. on foot, and she's doing it to raise awareness and money for multiple sclerosis. You can follow Ashley on her journey, MS Run the U.S., learn about her plan, how to donate, and the nationwide tribute to her mother. Follow her trek by watching Bucks and Brewers baseball throughout the season and by logging on to foxsportswisconsin.com. Here's Ludwig now. Ludwig was robbed of a hit by McGee in the 1st inning, and Bush struck him out in the 3rd. He's 0 for 2. Ludwig has as much power as any slugger in the game. He's hit some of the longest home runs at New Busch Stadium. He's hit a couple of long home runs here at Miller Park as well.
And has tremendous opposite field power. A lot of the home runs that he's hit against Milwaukee have gone to right center field. Likes to get those arms extended. Very dangerous. Anything middle away.
Oh, and 2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It was a perfect storm between Ludwig and the Cardinals. Ludwig came up in the Oakland organization. Ken Maka knows him well. He was a big prospect slugger in that Oakland system. Then was traded to Texas. Eventually ended up in Cleveland. Then had all kind of trouble with his neck and his back. Matter of fact, he was close to being out of the game. He missed the 06 season. Wasn't in the big leagues in 06. Cardinals said, you know what, we'll give him a chance. He ended up being a big surprise in St. Louis. He had 14 home runs for the Cardinals in 07. And then he had a huge year in 08. That was his all-star year, when he belted 37 home runs. He drove in 113.
And you can only imagine the kind of pitches that he's going to get to hit. Should he stay in that number 2 spot, batting in front of Albert Pujols. You know you don't want to walk him to get to Albert. And that went right off the face mask of Greg Zahn.
Shot foul. Count stays at 2-2. How do you like Greg Zahn's face mask? Very colorful, just like the sausages.
Yeah.
The retro Friday version of the Zahn catching gear.
Plain but good. I mean, simply stated, isn't it? It's got the ball and glove logo, blue and gold. Not a lot going on there.
Strikeout for Bush. That is number 6 for Dave Bush.
Now he's got another one, does Greg Zahn, for the regular uniform.
The Navy one.
Right on the outer half of the plate, a four-seamer, and right by Ludwig.
Sneaky fast is Dave Bush. Hasn't thrown a fastball over 90 miles an hour tonight, but he's spotted it well and used it in the proper point in the count, and he's picked up 6 Ks. And now Pujols is up. He takes a big hack. Pujols lined out in the first inning. It turned out to be a double play. Schumacher got doubled up at second base, and then Bush struck him out in the fourth. Struck him out on a high fastball. Zahn sets up inside. Pujols rips one foul. Look out.
Ooh, got him.
Ball boy just wore one.
And not a whole lot of time to get out of the way with Albert at the plate.
That's why you wear a helmet.
Yeah, good thing they have the helmets on. It saved them.
He's got a mark on that helmet from Pujols. He's lucky. Count remains at 0-2.
Yeah, I remember when Big Mac was playing here in St. Louis. Renee Latchman was the third base coach. Do you remember where Latchwood used to position himself as a third base coach? Right where that young man is right now. That got hit with the baseball. I don't want any part of Mark McGuire pulling a ball down the coaching box.
0-2 to Pujols. And that one is in the air to right, playable for Edmonds. Dave Bush picks up out number 2, and a big out to get as Pujols is retired. Vargas and Narveson loosening in the bullpen.
And Bush has been able to get Pujols twice on a pitch up and away. A very defensive swing by Albert Pujols. You don't see that very often. I don't think that's where Zahn wanted that pitch. I think he wanted about head high down the middle. But it worked out.
But you see how Bush worked the corners against Pujols. And Albert is 0 for 3 against Dave Bush tonight. Now it's Matt Holliday, who has 2 hits against Bush, a single and a run scored in the second. And he doubled down the left field line in the fourth. There might be a few sluggers who hit the breaking ball as good as Matt Holliday, but none better.
Well, his last double was a curveball. He stayed up in the zone, and he hammered it down the left field line. You're right. You can get him with a fastball, but you better have something on it and get it in on his hands. And don't make a mistake. But you're right. He stays back on the off-speed pitch very well.
He's off to a great start this year. 7 hits, 15 at-bats for Holliday. Has 2 hits tonight. Changed his number from a year ago. Remember when he came to the Cardinals, he wore 15. He'd always worn 5. But that number's occupied. That's Albert Pujols' number. I think the Cardinals knew Holliday was serious about joining a contender when they traded for him on the 23rd of July, and he was in a Cardinal uniform in the lineup on the 24th of July. The A's were in New York playing the Yankees. Took the trip down to Philadelphia, and he was in the lineup the next day. Players have 3 days to report, typically. But Holliday, not only was he in uniform, and you think about the Cardinals being on the road, but he was ready to play, ready to get in the lineup.
Now you got to wonder if he wasn't ready to play. I mean, you go from the Oakland A's, who weren't having a very good year, to all of a sudden first place and a contender. You would expect him to get there right away.
You'd hope so. 2-2 to Holiday. Full count. And a pitch of action coming up for Bush. Schumacher will take off with the pitch.
See if they try to come inside again. They were supposed to go inside that last pitch, but Bush missed. Here they come.
Runner takes off. The pitch is swung on into left. And this one is not coming back. Holiday was waiting for it, and it's a 2-run home run. And just like that, the Cardinals are within a run. It's 4-3 Brewers.
Dangerous proposition to come inside on the big guys. They tried to come in, and Matt Holliday made him pay. No doubt about that one. Oh, look at the way Holliday, look at the stiff front leg, and he's got the head down, and that ball just hammered.
Second home run for Holiday of the year. His third hit of the game. He is a triple away from the cycle. And Ken Maka will take Bush back to the dugout with him. Called to the bullpen. Bush and the Brewers still lead by a run.
Had Albert Pujols bottled up 0 for 3, but Matt Holliday 3 for 3, single double, 2-run home run. What dangerous proposition going inside on the big boys with a 2-run lead. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts for Bush today.
Well, the 4 hits he allowed, 3 of them were off the bat of Matt Holliday, and now it's Chris Narveson. So Ken Maka goes with the left-hander Narveson, the former Cardinal, to face the left-handed hitting Colby Rasmus here with 2 away.
Could very well be his only hitter. Claudio Vargas continues to get loose down in that bullpen. Claudio has not appeared in the game yet.
Wednesday we were speculating on Vargas, who was up and ready to come into the game. I asked Ken Maka about that today. He said no, he just liked the matchup with Villanueva better against Olivo with the changeup.
Well, that and the fact that the guy on deck after Olivo was a left-handed hitter. And for a right-handed pitcher, Vargas, or I should say Villanueva, probably the best option of the Brewer right-handers against the lefties because of the changeup as well.
Well, Maka has 3 left-handers in his bullpen. Stetter has gotten big outs through the first series against Colorado, but you got Manny Parra and Chris Narveson as well. And if you're asking why not Parra in this spot, Parra still hasn't pitched. The answer is,
I think Ken Mott is more comfortable using Parra to start an inning.
Three and two on Rasmus.
But sooner or later, you got to get Manny in the game. I mean, he's been sitting down there. It's been a while for him. Claudio hasn't been in the game either.
Villanueva got a big strikeout on Wednesday.
After falling behind, after falling behind 3-0.
3-0, and he ends up striking out Miguel Olivo. 3-2 to Rasmus. Got him. Narveson strikes him out. And the inning is over. Good job, Chris Narveson, coming out of the bullpen. Brewers still lead by a run. We head to the home sixth. Push. And our game reset. It's the Brewers 4, the Cardinals 3 as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Cardinals have 4 hits in the game, 3 of them off the bat of Matt Holliday, who has a single, a double, and a 2-run home run. 4-3 crew. Here is Jim Edmonds to start it. And he hits one high in the air to left field. Holliday at the track and with room makes the catch. Long, loud out for Jim Edmonds.
He's always had very good opposite field power. I mean, his power predominantly is from center around the left. You remember that playing against him when he was a Cardinal and a Cub.
So Edmonds retired, and here is Greg Zahn. Well, Greg Zahn, new Brewers catcher. He's still kind of getting used to his surroundings here at Miller Park. The Italian making a sharp turn. See, Greg's kind of in their way. They're not easily maneuverable.
Yeah.
Just trying to help out. Nothing like Benji Molina last year.
Yeah. I tell you, if you're not ready for the sausages coming at you like that, it could be startled. That could startle you. You're locked in, getting ready for your at bat, and you see these giant sausages coming at you.
Wasn't it Jason LaRue who got run over by the sausages last year? The Cardinals' backup catcher.
They don't get out of the way for anybody.
No, they'll make an attempt with a Brewer.
Well, it's tough to see through that.
Well,
you know, I mean,
Ever since the Randall Simon incident, if you're in the way and you're wearing a gray uniform, you're in play. There's plenty of payback still to be had.
Yeah.
Full count to Zahn, who drew a key walk preceding the Escobar double in the fourth. He rolled over one, out to Schumacher. 2 up and 2 down for Kyle Loesch. Join Fox Sports Wisconsin and Milwaukee Bucks rookie point guard Brandon Jennings for basketball instruction and fun at the 2010 Brandon Jennings basketball camp. That's August 12th through the 14th at Homestead High School in Mequon. It's open to boys and girls ages 7 to 18. FoxSportsWisconsin.com for details. Two outs for for Escobar. Council just moved into the on-deck circle. And he'll have to wait his turn as Escobar pops up. And Kyle Loesch, a good bounce-back inning after his club gets him 2 runs, retires the side in order. .com. Well, we're in the home stretch for the 2010 census. It's not too late. Fill out and mail back your census form today. Good crowd on hand tonight. Friday night baseball in Milwaukee. The Brewers and the Cardinals. And Todd Coffey is in the game now for the Brew Crew.
Yeah, did a nice job a couple of days ago. On Wednesday, pitched 2 scoreless innings. Struck out a batter. Something that you would have never seen a year ago. Todd Coffey in the 5th and 6th inning.
And it was a double switch by Ken Maka, sensing the game was on the line right there. In that 5th inning, Coffey ended up picking up the win. Trevor Hoffman the save. And a nice win on Wednesday to secure a series victory for the Brewers over the Colorado Rockies. Coffey will face Molina, Freese, and Ryan. 6, 7, and 8 in the Cardinal batting order. Yadier Molina is 0 for 2, a couple of groundouts. Dave Bush worked 5 2/3. He gives up 4 hits, 3 runs all earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts for Bush. Yeah, here's another bouncer. Hit the lip, but right 2 weeks. And that's 3 ground ball outs for Yadier Molina. Don't forget, game 2 tomorrow will be on Fox, and that is a 2 o'clock airtime. Actually, I think they're on the air at 1:30 Central Time Zone, and then Eric Karros and Dick Stockton will have the call for you. The Brewers and the Cardinals tomorrow on Fox. Sunday is a night game. That's a 7 o'clock start. And then the Brewers head to Chicago. The Cubs home opener Monday, right back here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Originally, it was to be Chris Carpenter against Yovani Gallardo tomorrow. Gallardo is still in the rotation for tomorrow, but the Cardinals have made a swap of their starting pitchers. Carpenter will pitch on Sunday. Jaime Garcia will work tomorrow, the lefty. And there you see Blake Hawksworth loosening in the Cardinal bullpen.
And Yovani Gallardo could care less who's pitching against him. His job doesn't change. It's the rest of the guys. It's the offense that's probably, I would imagine, relieved that Carpenter's not throwing tomorrow.
Especially in the daytime.
Yeah.
And expecting a bright sunny day tomorrow. There's Adam Wainwright. No doubt the Cardinals have the top two at the front of their rotation in the division in Carpenter and Wainwright, probably in the league, and might be in the entire major leagues. Doesn't get much better than Carpenter and Wainwright.
You don't need many runs to win a game with those two guys on the mound. At least you didn't last year.
Nice and easy for Prince. A couple of ground ball outs from Todd Coffey. 2 up and 2 down.
That's when he's at his best, when he's getting on top of that fastball. It has some late sink to it. And he gets the strikeouts and the ground outs.
Here's Brendan Ryan at the pitcher spot coming up next. Escobar ranging over. Nice pickup. Oh, good play. Makes it look easy, doesn't he? 3 ground ball outs for Todd Coffey. The Cardinals go in order.
Scored on an infield out.
That's right. You know, this speed can just turn a ball game around. And here he is on third base, and you know the third baseman hits. Prince hits a nice ground ball that normally with a guy with normal speed would not be able to score on that, and his speed was able to score. I mean, it was just outstanding. Got a great jump, and by the time the third baseman fielded the ball, I mean, it was all over but the paperwork.
Davey had abnormal speed, too, in his playing days, so he can definitely relate. Yeah, I know it. We're going to talk about that, break down some of those plays in our post-game show coming up. Also, our on-field instructional, avoiding the double play. We saw that earlier in the game. Rock and Davey will break that down. Plus, we'll get inside that Brewers clubhouse type ball game right now, though, Brian.
All right, Craig, Davey, thank you. Hawksworth is the new pitcher. The new shortstop is former Brewer Felipe Lopez. A double switch for Tony La Russa. And Joe Inglet is making his Brewers debut. First at bat of the year. Pinch hitting for Todd Coffey. So good to get Joe Inglet into a game. Holiday was playing shallow. Easy play for him for out number 1. So a double switch, and Hawksworth, the new Cardinal hurler. Kyle Loesch goes 6 innings, gives up 6 hits and 4 runs, and he's on the hook for the loss. You see Loesch's numbers, 91 pitches. The Brewers had an extended inning against him in the 4th. That was their 2-run inning when Escobar drove in a pair of runs with a 2-out double.
And very rare for Kyle Loesch to be walking batters, and that was his undoing. Back-to-back walks, then that big double. Edmonds and Zahn with very good at-bats. Escobar cashing in with that big double.
Top of the order now, Ricky Weeks. Ricky drove in a run in the 3rd inning. He put the Brewers on the board first with a 2-out single. Plating Escobar. Schumacher will take care of Weeks. 2 up and 2 down.
Yeah, Hawksworth basically fastball changeup. He'll throw a 2-seam fastball from time to time, but did a nice job with the Cardinals last year. 30 appearances and had an ERA around 2. So he was a nice pickup for Tony La Russa out of that bullpen.
So Carlos Gomez on opening day launching a home run. It was a no-doubter. Gomez not known for his power. 1 of 4 hits on opening day. Gomez bunted for a single in the 5th inning. Now 5 for 15 on the season as Willie Randolph goes through the scorecard. Two up, 2 down for Hawksworth. Lopez. And a good play, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Hawksworth retires the side in order. We head to the 8th from Miller Park.
I'm Kate Bilo with the forecast for tomorrow's Brewers-Cardinals game at 2:10 p.m. at Miller Park. It'll be a milder day, sunshine followed by increasing clouds, but the first pitch temperature a warm 64 degrees with a warm breeze from the west-southwest 15 to 20 miles per hour.
A little decision on the roof tomorrow, I see. 64 degrees, that's in the gray zone.
Yeah, 2 o'clock. By the end of the game, 5 o'clock. I think it's going to be closed.
Seal it up. LaTroy Hawkins is on to pitch. The Brewers have a 1-run lead as we head to the 8th inning.
Well, this recipe for success out of Ken Maka's bullpen has been pretty good so far. LaTroy Hawkins unscored upon, 2 innings, 3 strikeouts after a tremendous season with the Astros a year ago.
Felipe Lopez will lead off. He came in on the double switch. Lopez, a switch hitter, had a good run with the Crew last year. Went unsigned until the beginning of spring training. But he is in his second tour in St. Louis. He and Albert Pujols are very good friends. Only got a 1-year deal from the Cardinals. He's a utility man. Cardinals are just the opposite of the Brewers on their bench. They are mostly right-handed with the exception of the switch hitter Lopez.
One thing you can say about Felipe Lopez, he can hit. I mean, he can be spotty defensively from time to time, but he can flat out hit. And that's why Tony La Russa has him on his roster.
Lopez hit .320 as a Brewer last year in 66 games. He started the year in Arizona. 2-2 on Lopez. Felipe was with the Cardinals 2 years ago. It was a trade that sent him from Washington to St. Louis and kind of found a home in St. Louis. Maintained some close relationships with a lot of the players, including Pujols. So it was a natural fit for him to come back. Zahn hangs on, another strikeout for the Brewer Hurlers. That is the 8th strikeout for Brewer pitching here tonight.
All fastballs to Felipe Lopez. And he swings right through it. Sounded like he foul tipped it, but Zahn held on.
Our Ho Chunk Gaming text question tonight: are the Cardinals the team to beat in the NL Central this season? Greg in Waukesha.
I think that's what most of the so-called experts are saying anyway. Cardinals are the champs, and until somebody unseats them, they're the favorite.
They won the division, and they are relatively unchanged from a year ago as Schumacher fouls away the first offering.
I think a much improved division top to bottom in the National League Central. I think the Astros have helped themselves. Cincinnati with a nice win today against the Cubs.
No balls and 2 strikes on Schumacher. Let's see if Hawkins goes back to that quick pitch, which he uses on occasion. With 2 strikes. Tried it on Lopez, but he missed with a fastball.
Yeah, pitchers get in a rhythm. They come to the set position. They pause maybe 1/1000, 2/1000, then they come to home plate. Every now and then, Hawkins with 2 strikes will get to the belt and go right away. Maybe catch the hitter off balance a bit. Surprise him.
Oh, 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. LaTroy Hawkins, 7 up and 7 down as a Brewer this year. Got the hold on Wednesday at a 3 up, 3 down inning with a strikeout. His first outing was on Tuesday, and he had 2 punch outs. just missed. 2-2. Ryan Braun giving chase, and he lays out. It bounces out of his glove. Schumacher into second base with a double. Braun was there for it. Popped in and out of his glove on the dive. And the Cardinals have the tying run in scoring position.
Yeah, it would have been a nice catch. Good thing he was able to knock it down and keep it in front of him at least. If that ball gets by him, it's probably a triple. Take Gomez a while to get there. He was there. Question is, did he have to dive? He went after it, but was not able to come up with the catch.
So a double for Schumacher. And barring some sort of double play, that's going to get Albert Pujols to the plate. Tying run at second. Ryan Ludwig 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts.
That ball was hit right on the nose by Skip Schumacher. That had some backspin on it. I think it fooled Ryan. I didn't think he thought it was hit that hard. It just kept coming at him, and I think it handcuffed him once he dove. Too late to make any kind of adjustment. And went off his glove again. Good thing he knocked it down.
Schumacher's second hit. He's 2 for 3. And now Hawkins in a tough spot with Ludwig at the plate and Pujols on deck. Oh, 2. Just a reminder, we're in the home stretch, the 2010 census. Fill out and mail back your census form today. See what Hawkins has in mind for Ludwig at 0-2. Schumacher, a good runner at second. And he got him. Hawkins strikes out Ryan Ludwig. Second strikeout for LaTroy Hawkins.
I couldn't walk it across home plate any better than that. Check that out. Right on the outside corner, about mid-thigh high, and I'm not sure where Ludwig thought it was, maybe away. Good pitch by Hawkins to get Ludwig.
Well, you have the game's best hitter at the plate. A base open at first.
And Ken Maga is going to put the go-ahead run at first.
He will challenge Holiday, who has 3 hits. 3 of the 5 Cardinal hits. And he's a triple away from the cycle.
Wow. I mean, you don't make your decision based on the fact that Albert Pujols is 0 for 3 in one game, and that Matt Holliday's 3 for 3. The surprising thing is you put the go-ahead run on base. You get one down the lines, Cardinals could take the lead.
I think Maka figures Pujols is in scoring position at home plate. What's the difference if he's at first base?
So is Matt Holliday.
That's right. And here comes Rick Peterson. A quick chat about Matt Holliday for Hawkins.
Unless you walk them both and then go after Colby Rasmus with Mitch Stetter. You don't do that, though. I'm joking. That's kind of the situation that you're in with Pujols and Holliday. Very similar to Braun and Fielder. Choose your poison. But with walking Albert, you put the go-ahead run on base. Hey fans, catch a minor league game at Miller Park on Friday, May 7th. The Timber Rattlers against the Cedar Rapids Colonels. Visit Brewers.com for $10 tickets. Sponsored by Cops and Pick and Save.
Limited action against Hawkins. 1 for 5 is Holiday.
One thing to keep in mind, we've been talking all night about how good Holiday is on off-speed pitches. And average type fastballs like the one that he got from Bush. Average at best fastball, about 89 to 90. Knocked it out of here. Hawkins, however, has a big fastball. 93 to 95. Maybe that's the thinking for Ken Maka.
Well, here we go. 2 outs, 2 on for the Cardinals, and a 1-run Brewer lead. We saw Holiday 1 for 5 against Hawkins. Pujols 4 for 9 with a home run. Neither one with a lot of plate appearances against Hawkins. Challenged him inside. That's been a big stat tonight. 0 for 6 the Cardinals are with runners in scoring position.
You know, by walking Albert and putting him on first base, it forces your outfield deep. You're almost conceding the tying run. You're preventing the go-ahead run by playing the outfield back to where it is.
Well, this is why the Cardinals spent the big bucks to sign Holiday.
That's the fastball we're talking about with Holiday. You're talking about a fastball right down the middle of the plate. The big swing by Matt Holliday, and it got by him. May very well have been why they walked Albert. They like the matchup here better. Right down the middle.
Two and one. That's such a big pitch. That 1-1 count. Whether you go to 1-2 or whether you go to 2-1. Now Holiday has the count in his favor. Tying run at second. Go ahead, run at first. Got another one by him. And the count evens at 2-2. Yep. Hawkins just giving him his best fastball. 94
miles an hour on a 2-1 count. Again, a very good off-speed hitter. You can beat him with big fastballs, and that's what Hawkins is attempting to do. I doubt you're going to see him come inside again. They may, but they got burned once.
Two and two to Holiday. Does Hawkins dare go with anything but the fastball?
By Matt Holliday, a good off-speed hitter. We said that I don't think they were going to come inside. They did not. Hawkins caught the outside corner with 194 miles an hour. And Matt Holliday with the big swing and a miss. Good job again by LaTroy Hawkins.
Well, a big spot in the ball game. The Brewers intentionally walk Pujols, put the go-ahead run on base, and Hawkins strikes out Matt Holliday. Wendy's at the plate. Ryan Braun has been on twice. And it's Braun and Fielder to start it. He'll be followed by McGee. Braun is 1 for 2. He lined out in the first. He doubled and scored in the 4th inning. And then he walked his last time up. Tip your hat to Ken Maka.
Yeah.
Putting himself out there. Walking Pujols. Kind of the unwritten rule in baseball that you don't put the go-ahead run on base. But when you're talking about Albert Pujols, you can throw the book away.
Sometimes you just have to roll the dice when you're facing, 3-4 hitters like the ones that the Cardinals have. He felt much more comfortable with Hawkins facing Holliday with that big fastball. I mean, that had to be the reason.
0-2 to Braun.
That and the fact that, you sit down in these meetings and who don't you want to have beat you late in the game?
Right. There you go,
Big Albert.
Pujols.
So put him on first base and let the other guys do it all night long.
Well, now the Brewers try to add to their lead. It was Holliday's 2-run homer in the 6th inning that made it a 1-run game.
Difference in the game, the 5th inning, the bunt base hit by Gomez and the good base running to score from third. Small baseball once again.
That was Prince Fielder's RBI ground out. And perhaps if it's anybody other than Carlos Gomez, there's a play at the plate.
Yep, a bunt single, a walk, a wild pitch, and a grounder to third. Difference in the game. Right off the toe.
If you want to know how that feels, just walk out into your garage and pick up, a cinder block. Just drop it on your foot.
Right.
Everybody's got cinder blocks in their garage, don't they?
I do.
2-2. Ryan still limping around. Prince Fielder would be next. Hawksworth in for his 2nd inning. He retired the side in order in the 7th. And that one just missed. Good take by Ryan. He's worked it full as Trevor begins to get loose. Sitting on 593 career saves. A bouncer up the middle. It'll be a tough play. That's a base hit. Ryan Braun was down 0-2. Comes all the way back. Works the count full and delivers with a base hit. His 2nd of the game.
Good take by Ryan. That pitch just off the outside corner. Hawksworth comes upstairs with a sinker. It flattens out, and Ryan able to bounce it into center field. Kid always seems to come up with his hits.
Tony La Russa will make a change here. With Fielder coming up, La Russa makes the call to Dennis Reyes out of the bullpen.
Run lead. That was in the fourth. Matt Holliday, a big two-run homer deep into left field in the sixth inning to bring the Cardinals to within one. And a nice scoreless inning by LaTroy Hawkins, finishing off with a strikeout of Matt Holliday, who'd already had 3 base hits.
Hawkins struck out the side in the 8th. 34,000 on hand here at Miller Park, and they have seen a good one. What a ball game so far. The Brewers lead it 4-3. Ryan Braun reaches on a single, and Fielder is coming up, so La Russa makes the change and goes with the left-hander Dennis Reyes.
Well, a couple of left-handers in that Turner La Russa bullpen. Trevor Miller, the other. Dennis Reyes, the veteran, has been very good retiring left-handed batters.
Already pitching in his 3rd game. Big hack from Fielder. Prince tonight is 1 for 3. He drove in a big run in the 5th. The 4th Brewers run, he drove him in on a ground out. That was that play when Gomez scored from 3rd base. And at this point, that's the difference in the ballgame. The next inning, Holliday hit a 2-run homer to bring the Cardinals within a run. Dennis Reyes has faced 2 batters this year, made 2 appearances in Cincinnati, recorded 2 strikeouts. As situational of a left-hander as you could possibly have it.
And no manager in baseball uses the situational pitchers like Tony La Russa. He'd go through 4 pitchers in 1 inning.
Ball and a strike on Fielder. In tight, almost hit him. How situational is Dennis Reyes? He led the Cardinals with 75 appearances last year, which matched his career high from 08. 75 games, but he only pitched in 41 innings as he picks off Ryan Braun. Boy, that is a big no-no as Braun gets picked off with Fielder at the plate.
The old step-off move by Dennis Reyes. Well, you can't get picked off with Ryan. It looked close, but he got rung up.
Three and 1 to Fielder. A base running blunder by Braun. Bases are clean for Prince. And that hit him. That one caught him on the elbow. And Fielder is aboard.
That's why he's got that pad.
Well, that's new this year. Fielder experimenting with a couple of different elbow pads. But that's something that he put in play this season for that.
That must have hurt. Obviously not intentional. Sometimes you get hit, it kind of deadens that hand a little bit. Prince noticeably upset. Let's check it out. Fastball right down the middle. And then Reyes just trying to cut the corners. Almost got him there. In and out by Reyes to Prince. And then he gets him.
All right, so Fielder is aboard, and La Russa is going to allow Reyes to face Casey McGee. Remember, Edmonds is on deck. The Brewers do have Corey Hart on the bench.
And nothing going on in that Cardinals bullpen. That's rare. Sometimes late in ball games, like a game like this, Tony La Russa would like to have 3 bullpen mounds out there. Nothing happening right now.
That's an interesting decision. allowing Reyes to pitch to Casey McGee. There's the Brewers box score tonight. Brewers have 4 runs on 7 hits. Escobar has had a big day. He drove in a pair of runs with a double in the 4th. Fielder and Weeks with the other RBIs. On the corner. 2-2 on Casey McGee.
Yeah, Molina's setting up on the outside corner and able to catch the edge.
Full count. And now Jason Mott, who gave up the game-winning home run yesterday to Johnny Gomes in Cincinnati, beginning to get loose.
Yeah, just in case Corey Hart walks out of that dugout for Jim Edmonds.
He lost him. Casey McGee draws the walk. The Brewers have 2 men aboard with 1 out and a decision for Ken Maka to make. And he is going to stick with Jim Edmonds.
Well, he obviously likes the matchup of Edmonds against Reyes as opposed to Corey Hart against Mott. Because that's why Jason Mott is getting loose for Corey Hart. Corey didn't have his jacket on.
Right. There was never any question.
Kind of makes it easy.
Well, so it's Edmonds. 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. He scored in the 4th. He drew a 2-out walk that ultimately started a 2-run rally with 2 outs. Fielder out at second. He was hit by a pitch. McGee at first with a walk. Remember, Braun was picked off.
Yeah, throughout his career, Jim Edmonds was very good, or has been very good. Lefty versus lefty going to left field. It's a lot of lefts.
Ball and 2 strikes. He was trying to do just that.
A lot of room in that left center field gap. And down the left field line.
Two and 2 now to Edmonds. Career numbers for Edmonds against lefties, 252. Not a bad number at all. Well, he's making an attempt at left field. Edmonds hit a hot shot in the second. Rolled out to first. Pujols made a nice play on him in that second inning. Hanging tough. Tell you what, Edmonds has seen some pitches already this year. I mean, Then impressive getting deep into counts, fouling pitches away. Edmonds had a 2-hit game on Wednesday. Scored a couple of runs. He had a double against Colorado. (2-2). Edmonds fights another one off.
Yep, 7 pitches already in this at bat. His third at bat, first pitch, almost knocked one out of here to left. Took Matt Holliday to the fence.
Little broken bat nubber on a half swing, and Reyes makes the play for the out. But the runners advance. Fielder and McGee advance. It's second and third, and here comes Greg Zahn, switch hitting catcher. Reyes stayed inside on Edmonds, who was clearly trying to drive one to the opposite field. They caught him leaning. Escobar would be next. Zahn not just looking for his first RBIs of the year, but looking for his first hit of the season. Starting to get into the territory for Dennis Reyes that he's unaccustomed to. He's typically a one-batter pitcher.
That's what he's done his first 2 appearances. Seems like an eternity for him.
This is his 4th batter faced, even though he owns the 2 outs after the pickoff. Zahn to the right side. Pujols makes a nice play, and Reyes is right there for him. Well, the Brewers strand 2. And the stage is set for Trevor Hoffman. It's a 1-run lead. Trevor time in Milwaukee coming up. Trevor time at Miller Park. And he is on for his third save of the year. At back-to-back days with saves on Tuesday and Wednesday against the Rockies. His third appearance. And Hoffman is making a run at career save number 594. And every save is a new Major League record. Hoffman will face Colby Rasmus, Yadier Molina, and David Freese. It's a one-run Brewers lead as we move to the ninth. Hoffman was 37 for 41 in save opportunities last year.
In his appearance a couple of days ago, he had really good command of his changeup. His first time out on Tuesday, he got some pitches up in the strike zone, but that changeup on Wednesday, tremendous.
A day off yesterday for the club, so Hoffman comes in here fresh. Facing the young Rasmus, second-year player. Hawkins worked a scoreless eighth. He struck out the side around a walk and a double. Striking out Holiday with 2 on in the 8th inning.
There's that changeup right there. That's the location that he had. Just about every one of his changeups on Wednesday. That's where you want him, down in the zone.
Rasmus has shown a good eye in the early part of the schedule here. He's already walked 6 times, including once today. This is his 4th game, and he's content to lay off, and it's 3-1. Rasmus has big power. Full count.
That change up in the back of every hitter's mind, that 85-mile-per-hour fastball is able to get by hitters. 3-1 count fastball at 85, and he fouled it back. He was behind it.
Lined, and that's foul. Rasmus out in front.
And there was a changeup, and he left it upstairs.
The 42-year-old Trevor Hoffman facing the 23-year-old Colby Rasmus. 3-2 on the way. And he lays off. Rasmus draws the walk, showing a lot of patience for a young hitter. And the Cardinals have the tying run on board. Tonight in our Home Depot doing more on defense. The play of Escobar at the shortstop position tonight.
Boy, outstanding work. He makes the routine play. He makes the tough play look easy. And he's always got that big arm to bail him out of trouble.
And Escobar hoping for a chance at a ground ball to turn up 2. Yadier Molina, 3 ground outs in this game. He's 0 for 3. That one's lined into right field. Playable for Edmonds. So Molina jumping on the first pitch from Hoffman, the first out of the 9th inning.
Yeah, most hitters don't want to have to deal with that changeup, so they feel as though I get a fastball in the wide of the plate, I'm going after it. Molina got under that one.
Here's David Freese. Remember the pitcher spot. He is on deck. In the air to center field. Gomez is there. And 2 2 outs on 2 pitches for Trevor Hoffman after the walk to Rasmus. $34,000 on their feet at Miller Park. Cardinals will bring on a pinch hitter, Nick Stavanoa. Stavanoa, another guy coming up from the Cardinals minor league system last year. First at bat of the season, representing the go-ahead run.
Yeah, good job by Greg Zahn to keep that ball in front of him. Looked like Trevor tried to go with a slider that time, a pitch that he doesn't use a whole lot. Got to keep Rasmus at first base.
Just got a piece. Stavanoa, an emergency hack. And he stays alive. It's 1-2.
Now, anything he can do to stay alive, to maybe get another fastball, just barely able to get a piece of it.
He played yesterday as a defensive sub, but this is his first plate appearance of the year. Ball and 2 strikes on Stavanoa. And that one's launched left field. Ryan Braun looks up, and that one is gone. Nick Stavanoa with a 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run homer. And the Cardinals lead it by a run.
I'm not sure where that pitch was. Almost looked like a curveball. A changeup he took an awful lot off of. Stavanoa waited back. Knocked it out of here. Not sure what it was. He gets extension. Look at the way he goes down with his knees. He actually went down, legs buckled to go down and get that baseball. Knocked it out of here. Man.
And first blown save for Trevor Hoffman. Stavanoa delivers with a big hit.
Yeah, that was a changeup. 72 miles an hour. Looked like Trevor knew it right away when Stavanoa hit it.
Felipe Lopez, the batter. Well, for the Brewers in the bottom of the 9th, Escobar will lead off. And then a pinch hitter, and then back to the top of the order. Cardinals come off the deck down to their last strike. Getting a pinch hit, 2-run home run from Nick Stavanoa. Hoffman did not blow a save last year until June 17th.
And that really wasn't that bad of a pitch. I mean, it was down. You could see the way Stavanoa had to, bend his knees to get down after that baseball. It was low. He went down and got it.
It's 3-1 to Lopez. And the Cardinal closer begins to get loose, Ryan Franklin. That one's drilled in the gap. Gomez will try to cut it off. He does. Lopez on his way to second. And the throw is late. That was a good play by Gomez, but Felipe Lopez legs out a 2-out double. And the Cardinals have insurance in scoring position now.
Yeah, that was a fastball, and Lopez able to center on it and drive it into the gap. Middle away, and he rips it into the gap in right center. And even Carlos Gomez can't hold him to a single.
Top of the order, here's Schumacher. Right 2 weeks. This will retire the side, but the damage done. A 2-run homer by Nick Stavinoa off Trevor Hoffman. And the Cardinals lead by a run. Escobar will lead off when we come back. Ninth inning. And it'll be the Brewers to face the Cardinals closer now, Ryan Franklin.
He had 38 saves a year ago for the Cardinals and a 1.92 ERA. That was good for second amongst National League closers a year ago. Picked up his first save of the year on Wednesday. His third appearance, big earned run average at 9.
Franklin, in his first outing against the Reds on opening day, gave up a couple of runs on 3 hits. And then had a clean inning against the Reds on Wednesday. It was an awkward swing, but it found the barrel of the bat, and Stavinoa hit it a long way into left. So now the Brewers try to play comeback against the Cardinals closer. Alcides Escobar leads off. Craig Counsell is on deck, and then back to the top of the order. Escobar with 2 hits tonight.
Yeah, Franklin not a hard thrower by any stretch of the imagination. He's got an average fastball, spots it pretty well, keeps it down when he's going well, and has a curveball. He also throws a slider.
Last year, Franklin saved 38 for the Cardinals. Had 5 blown saves in an all-star season a year ago. A little bouncer. That's a long throw for Lopez, and it's in time for the out. Lopez does not play a lot of shortstop these days, but he made a couple of nice plays in this game.
He's shown a nice, strong arm. That time in the hole. Fastball. Escobar gets on top of it, and check it out, flat-footed and a good throw to first.
So one gone for Craig Counsell. Well, remember, the Brewers had a lead man aboard in Braun last inning. He was picked off. Ended up with runners at second and third and could not score. Counsell slices one left field. Lopez is back. He's got it for the out. 2 outs. And the Brewers are down to their last out. They go back to the top of the order in Ricky Weeks. Weeks a home run threat. Trying to answer Stavinoa's blast. Franklin, 38 saves a year ago with a 1.92 ERA. But the Cardinals hit the 2010 season with some questions at the back of their bullpen, primarily because of Franklin's age. He's 37.
And the fact that he wasn't very good in the postseason. Latter part of the year, latter part of September and the postseason, not very good.
Oh, 1 to Weeks. Ball and a strike. Coming back in there. And Ricky is hit. The tying run is aboard. So a little life with 2 outs for the Brewers.
Now let's see if Carlos Gomez can keep it going for Ryan Braun. Well, the walk preceded both of the home runs for the Cardinals tonight. How about a hit batter and a home run?
Started him with a breaking ball, and Gomez is behind in the count. Gomez doing all he can to get that man to the plate in his 9th inning. Good play by Molina. Unlike most closers, Ryan Franklin can contain a running game a little bit. He came up as a starter in the Mariners organization. Matter of fact, he didn't really emerge as a closer until 2 years ago. He's quick to the plate, has a good pickoff to first.
And base runners don't get very big leads, no matter who's out there on the mound for the Cardinals, because Molina, he'll throw behind him and try and pick him off. You got to be careful. Pitchers don't have to have a real good move or very quick to help Yadier Molina.
Last year, Molina led Major League catchers with 8 pickoffs, throwing behind runners.
So you don't want to get too big of a secondary leader. He'll pick you off.
1 ball, 1 strike on Gomez. Close play over there at first.
Well, the more attention that Franklin spends over at first base, the less he's paying attention to that hitter over there. But that a little bit too close for comfort, down by a run.
Man.